Uvachodesh hashvi'i be'echad lachodesh, mikra kodesh yeh lachem, kol melechet avodah lo ta'asu, yom truah yeh lachem. In the 7th month, on the 1st day of the month, there shall be a sacred assembly, a cessation from work, a day of commemoration proclaimed by the sound of the shofar. Hear now the shofar acclaim the world's creation, and now recall Isaac's awesome trial. Hear now the shofar, you who stand at Sinai, and now proclaim the rule of Israel's God. Hear now the call and turn in true repentance, and now affirm the triumph of good. We are made in the divine image. We are the house of Israel, a kingdom of priests, a holy people. Know then the sound, discover its meaning. Awake, you sleepers, from your sleep. Rouse yourselves, you slumberers, out of your slumber. Examine your deeds and turn to God in repentance. Remember your Creator, you who are caught up in the daily round, losing sight of eternal truth, you who are wasting your years in vain pursuits that neither profit nor save. Look closely at yourselves, improve your ways and your deeds. Abandon your evil ways, your unworthy schemes, every one of you. The Torah proclaims, your eternal God is with you. Shout acclaim to your sovereign. The psalmist affirms, lift up your heads, O gates. Lift yourselves up, O ancient doors. Let the one who reigns in glory enter. Who is it that reigns in glory? The God of all being is the one who reigns in glory. The prophet declares, I am the first and I am the last. I am the only one. As it is written in the Torah, hear, O Israel, the eternal is our God, the eternal God is one. Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu, our God and God of our ancestors, may you rule in glory over all the earth, and let your grandeur be acclaimed throughout the world. Reveal the splendor of your majesty to all who dwell on earth, that all your works may know you as their maker, and all the living acknowledge you as their creator. Then all who breathe shall say, the sovereign God of Israel is the one whose dominion extends to all creation. Blessed is the sovereign God of all the earth, who housed the Sabbath, the house of Israel, and the day of remembrance. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lishmoa kol shofar. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, shehecheyanu v'kimanu v'higianu l'hazman hazeh. Blessed is the eternal God, ruler of the universe, who houses us with mitzvot and calls us to hear the sound of the shofar. Blessed is the eternal God, ruler of the universe, for giving us life, for sustaining us, and for enabling us to reach this season.
Tekiah, Shivarim Truah, Tekiah, Tekiah, Shivarim, Tekiah, Tekiah, Truah, Tekiah.
Hayom Harat Olam. This is the day of the world's birth. This day all creatures stand before you, whether as children or as slaves. As we are your children, show us a parent's compassion. As we are slaves, we look to you for mercy. Shed the light of your judgment upon us, O holy and awesome God. O God supreme, accept the offering of our lips, the sound of the shofar. In love and favor, hear us as we acclaim your sovereignty. The Torah proclaims God heard enslaved peoples groaning and remembered the covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The psalmist affirms, you remembered your covenant with us. In your great love, you comforted us. The prophet declares, I will remember the covenant I made with you in the days of your youth, and I will establish with you an everlasting covenant. As it is written in the Torah, I will remember the covenant with their ancestors, whom I led out of Egypt in the sight of the nations to be their God. I am the eternal God. Our God and God of all generations, remember us with favor and grant us your compassionate deliverance. Remember your love for us, the covenant you made with Abraham on Mount Moriah. Remember his boundless love for you, his willingness to offer you all that was his. Show us your compassion, then, and in your goodness look with favor upon your people and your loved ones. For you are the one who remembers all that has been forgotten. There is no forgetfulness in your presence. Blessed is the eternal one who remembers the covenant.
Tekiah, Shivarim Trua, Tekiah, Tekiah, Shivarim, Tekiah, Tekiah, Trua, Tekiah.
Hayom Harat Olam. This is the day of the world's birth. This day all creatures stand before you, whether as children or as slaves. As we are your children, show us a parent's compassion. As we are slaves, we look to you for mercy. Shed the light of your judgment upon us, O holy and awesome God. O God supreme, accept the offering of our lips, the sound of the shofar. In love and favor, hear us as we invoke your remembrance. In a cloud of glory, you spoke in holy address to your people. We felt your presence, a luminous mist, your voice resounding from the very heavens. As all creation trembled, you revealed your Torah to us at Sinai. We heard the majesty of your voice. Your sacred word came forth amid flashes of fire. There was thunder and lightning, and with the sound of a shofar, you were manifest to us. The Torah proclaims, as the third day dawned at Sinai, there was thunder and lightning, a dense cloud over the mountain, and a loud blast of the shofar. The people trembled. The psalmist affirms, God stands revealed amid acclamation, the eternal one amid the sound of the shofar. The prophet declares, all you who dwell on earth, who inhabit the world, when a banner is raised, take note, and when the shofar is sounded, take heed. As it is written, the eternal will appear, God's arrow will flash like lightning. The eternal God will cause the shofar to be sounded and stride forth with the storm winds of the south. Thus, O God, will you shield your people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, shomea kol truat amo Yisrael barachamim. Our God and God of all generations, sound the great shofar to proclaim our freedom. Raise the banner for the redemption of the oppressed. Signal liberty for all who are in exile. Bring lasting joy to Zion and to Jerusalem, your holy city. We praise you, the merciful God, who hearkens to the sound of the shofar.
Tekiah, Shivarim Trua, Tekiah, Tekiah, Shivarim, Tekiah, Tekiah, Trua, Tekiah Gadola.
Hayom Harat Olam. This is the day of the world's birth. This day all creatures stand before you, whether as children or as slaves. As we are your children, show us parents compassion. As we are slaves, we look to you for mercy. Shed the light of your judgment upon us, O awesome and holy God. O God supreme, accept the offering of our lips, the sound of the shofar. In love and favor hear us, as we call to you with the sound of the shofar.